much going on here, so that's pretty awesome. So, this has been just madness for me since the last time we talked, Misty. It's been crazy. So I don't know if you've had a chance to watch any of this nonsense, to keep up with
A
it.
little bit, not as
Yeah.
much as I wanted, but a little bit.
Well, they were started out Monday, and the way they were banking towards your place, I thought, man, like they might be going right by your. I didn't know
Yeah,
where they were going, so they were heading up towards the Minnesota border,
yeah.
and then they went right up, the river. But they went on 35 in Wisconsin, where they have that defrost your nuts run. So
Hmm.
they did that, and I wanted to have a Red Bull because I'm thirsty and I'm tired, and I'm in South Dakota. So I dig in my bag, and the only Red Bull I have in there is this half-gallon can of Red Bull that Frosty bought me, 20 ounces of Red Bull. So this segment is brought to you by Kickstart Your Heart, because if I drank that, that's what's going to happen. I think it's just going to explode. So I'm going to have this over here, and I'm going to decide on that later. If you hear a crisp little, I changed my mind, and I'll have approximately 12 ounces out of that. After that, it's not any good. So it's so nice because now I have somebody else here to do the.
I was wondering how you were doing without talking to somebody.
Yeah, it's really hard. I was like, good thing I talk to myself when I drive sometimes, and I get pissed off and yell and holler. But I'm like, I have no idea how things are going or anything. And, I got to run comments and everything. Now I'm just going to sit back and just kind of go with it. But I got everything to share. So we got to start out with sharing this and showing some people
Do that.
how much. Oh, I'm going to change my shirt. There, I'll put it in the washing machine right now. So I'm not totally a homeless person.
There you go. You can do a no shirt.
I have it, and it's all good. So yes, I plan to change my shirt. At the next commercial break, I will dig a shirt out of my bag and get changed. So I'm not homeless. I don't wear. It would be dirty to wear the same shirt from Sunday night. I didn't sleep in it, so there's that. But I was too lazy to have clothes with me in my hotel, so then I carried them back in and put them back on. So, it is what it is. But I'll take the focus off my poor choices. And yeah, Dylan, don't follow his lead. Yeah, Missy, I forgot to tell you, this is Topless Monday.
I didn't know.
We're getting ready for rally time. It's rally time, and we were gonna focus on charitable donations today and kind of put up the monsters and some other people and what they ride for, but evidently it's taken a rally slide to meet up with Sturgis, so now it's just Topless Monday. So
it's Topless Monday.
yeah, exactly. So Dylan was topless trailer washing, and
I don't even go there, please.
Yeah, I should get that picture, put that on. What was I thinking? So that's all good. So yeah, hey, a driving shirt is a driving shirt. That's what I can say. It's a driving shirt. So that's pretty good. I gotta share this because this is amazing to me. Let me get on the right page here. I had this set up. I was watching earlier. Now look, nobody's there.
Nobody's there.
Gonzo. This is amazing to me right here. Like, look at how the field has spread out in one day. I mean, yesterday they all were together, and they started together, and everybody rode together and ended up, kind of split up, but not, awful. And now it's like, I mean, we have riders way down here, and then we have riders coming across the bridge, so. Yeah. This area right here is really beautiful country right through here. Like this section right here was really nice, but I think it's crazy. And somebody must have tapped out because right here, I think just Matt realized that he missed a chunk of real estate in the ride because all of a sudden he got to the bottom and jumped on I-80 and said, peace out. We be heading west from here. So just Matt, rider number 1075. If you're heading to Sturgis, man, you can come hang out with Riot and we can do some commentary and hang out. I will be at the booth at Harley Davidson, Rapid City, Black Hills Harley. That would be awesome. I'd love people if they tapped out to come hang out with me. It would be perfect. But here we got Teeter up here in the green. Brian is right there, right behind him, right with them, I think, or pretty close anyhow.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Marky Mark is right there, and whoever this is.
Killing it.
Kendall. Yeah, they're doing really good. And, this is a tough day. Now everything's wore off, the adrenaline's wore off. It's, now it's just about hunkering in and riding. And if anybody paid any attention, Iceman is hanging out over here. Nice little town. He's at a dealership trying to get his bike fixed, and they thought it was primary issues, and it sounds like it's not primary issues, that it's transmission issues, which I find very hard to believe. He's so gentle.
He's super caring on his bike.
He takes such good care of everything, and it's just hard for me to believe. And you know what I realized?
I do feel bad is it's his birthday.
It is his birthday. So
and I do feel bad.
I feel bad too.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him that it's his birthday. And
happy birthday, Iceman.
Yeah, and he wanted to excuse me one second while I just share this to some groups, and whoever owns these groups, if you don't like it, then just deny it or whatever. I don't get butthurt, so it's all good. So anyways, I forgot to share it when I started. I got all sidetracked. I think it's the whole being homeless thing. I actually do feel like a homeless person. I've been riding around in my truck for days, North Dakota, South Dakota, Illinois, Minnesota, back to South Dakota. I don't know what's going on. But that is group 1. They're working their way to Rhode Island. And this is amazing to see. And then what's amazing, that's a group of people. My first ride, that's how many people were in it. And I thought it was amazing to look at that and to think that is just one half of this ride. And here is another group that they are spread out. This is a long ways. Look at Yas. He has been killing it. He's heading up towards College Station in Texas. And I'm sure it's hot. I didn't pull any weather up there, but we got Loco right here. Oh, look, there's trees there. He's in the nice part of Texas. So that's really great. But he's killing it. We got all kinds of riders. Oops, keep going. But look at how spread out this is.
Wow.
Coming all the way from over here, all the way back down. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
I think it's just amazing how this gets. And, some people really shine on twisties and, that's their jam. So then they excel at that. And then you get somebody who really excels at sitting in the saddle in the heat. And then they're going to rock it through here. And then you got somebody who doesn't sleep much. They catch right back up. But, it's these riders right here, all around this big circle right here are riders that are pretty much putting it all together. They're really, cranking it out there, and they are going good. They are going fast, hard. They are not sleeping a lot. They're not wasting time at gas stations. They're just going to town. And before we get too into some other stuff, I do gotta, tell people something. There's a lot of comments today about what happens if you miss the route. What happens to you if, let's say, I hate just picking people because I don't know who they are, so I'm trying to find somebody maybe I know. All right, here's Beastman. His real name is Eastman, but I call him Beastman. Anyway, so here's Beastman. Let's say he heads over to Menard, El Dorado, and then he's like, oh, shit, I got to go down. I went the wrong way. Or maybe he thinks this is the right way. Let's say it that way. If he came up here and he comes around and he's over in El Dorado and he comes down here and all of a sudden he comes here and he goes, oh, yeah, this is right. And he keeps going. Now, he missed this chunk of road right here. When he gets down here, if he realizes it, all he has to do is go back up to here, whip a Yui, come back, and then he just starts his route from right where he's at. No problem. He just rolls along and he's back on track. But let's say he cruises that whole outer loop right there, gets to here, and then he just in line with the rest of the people. all of a sudden he might have lost 5 spots, or maybe the spots were the exact same. So he catches up to somebody. Oh yeah, that's the same dude I was riding with this morning. So I know I'm pretty good. If he doesn't go back and fix it, the riders are responsible to have some integrity on their own. But it's my understanding that this year, if you're an elite rider status, they're going to look at your entire route, and your route has to be public, meaning your tracker info is going to be out there to the world. So if Mary's watching and she says, man, I watched Beastman go way out here to whatever I just said, because I was making it up, so I don't even know. So if Beastman, we watched him go to El Dorado and then down here, how can he be a top 5 finisher if he didn't go on the route? So that's going to cause the problems, and that was my understanding, that they have people that are watching the elite riders. Is somebody who comes in 20 days down the road, 15, 16, 17 days, are they going to look at every single rider who finishes at that stage of the game and go, hey, Jane, you did a great job riding, but we're not going to acknowledge it because you missed 5 miles, 10 miles, 20 miles, 100 miles, whatever it is? I highly doubt it, because what does it matter? If the people know they did it, then they can live with it themselves and know that they cheated themselves. They cheated. Like the thing I was doing with Beastman isn't cheating, but let's say Beastman cut through here and cut through Fredericksburg and came down to Austin and jumped back in line. Now that's cutting a big chunk of the route off. So, an elite rider, they're going to check that. Somebody who's just coming in 20, 30, 40 days, not 40 days, that's a little crazy, but 17, 18, 19 days, are they going to look at that and think, look at everyone's route and analyze everyone? No, there's not a chance you're going to do that. There's 275 riders. You'd have to have an army of people watching 275 people. And what is the point of that? If somebody did it on purpose and they still took them 20 days to finish, well, then go home and live with that. And if you did it on accident and you don't even know, then why take anything away from somebody? Why rain on why shit on their parade when you can have sunshine and smiles? Like it took them 20 days to do it, but they might be feeling really good about themselves. You never know what somebody's personal story is. So, that's how it works. But there's a bunch of people asking about that, and going back again to if they realize they made a mistake, if Beastman cuts through here and ends up in Austin, and he cuts through like right there, here's Beastman coming into Junction. Let's say he takes a left and decides to take the interstate, and he's all confused. He hasn't slept in 2 days, and he comes down here to Comfort, and he starts going, he goes, oh shit, we didn't take the interstate? Well, he can just take the interstate, get his ass right back to where he got off it, and continue on the route. He doesn't have to do any kind of backtracking. Or if he came down here on 83, another prime example. If he came down here on 83, that's not the route, but he thought it was, and he came down here and then he took the route over to here, and now he's up here with the original, and he realizes, shit, I came down 83 and you guys came down 73. Shit. That's exactly what he's going to be saying. He can jump on I-10, haul ass back up here, and take the right route. He doesn't have to backtrack he doesn't have to backtrack his mistake to make it right. He just has to get back to his place and make it right. And he has to just keep on following it. So it's kind of hard for some people. Like, it's super simple to me because I've done a few of these, and these riders with the lower numbers would understand that, but the higher the number riding here, they may not know. Like somebody in the 1300s, they make a mistake, they can call the organizer, and she's going to tell them, like, yeah, dude, you can get back. You got to get back to that spot, figure out that spot. And sometimes you don't know that spot. And that's the sucky part, man. Like, you just know you're lost. If anybody's been lost in the woods hunting, whatever, it sucks. And then you got to try to find your way back to that spot. And now you're like, well, shit, I don't know that spot. I've been lost. I'm over here. And it's like, I don't even know where to go. And you say your maps got wet. You're trying to figure it out. And you say, I'm just going to use my phone and figure it out. Well, good luck with that. You don't even know where you were. Now you're looking at your directions. pretend this list of my riders is directions, and you're staying at the directions and you're staring at it, you're like, well, okay, well, I'm pretty sure that's right here on a map. Even if you're looking at your phone and you gave up and you're trying to get your way back, you still have to piece together where those numbers are, and that's like not as easy as you think. Did you race when you raced in the woods? Was it all on a track where you could see? Didn't you race dirt bikes where they go through the woods?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, but was it on a course, or could you like miss a turn and get like into the woods where you wouldn't know what you're doing?
It was pretty much marked out on a course for the most part. But there was places that you could, take shortcuts or whatever, but
Yeah.
for the most part, there was a pretty good course though, but it was a mile long. So yeah.
Yeah, a mile long, I would have trouble. But here's where you know that somebody's off. When you look at this is what I look at when I'm addicted to my tracker driving on the road. But you just know something's wrong because you got people in all these crazy places. Like Adams up here on I-40. I just don't believe they put you on I-40. So he may have problems. There may be bike problems. There may be, any number of things that could be wrong. Oops. He could have a bike. I mean, that's somebody's on the interstate. They're not lost. They're going somewhere. So that's really not a great one. But if they're not on interstate, you see somebody going down, you know that something got a little off. But it's all good.
Yeah.
I hadn't even been looking at the comments, so I don't know if most racing. Here, Dylan, I'm sitting here talking about a comment you put up. Yeah, that's true. Tracks are measured in minutes, not days, and that's a crazy thing about this event is you can have a whole day that gets trashed and still be pretty good.
And still be okay. Yep.
Yeah. I want to share something. I'm going to get rid of that, and I want to share this because this is what the riders woke up to today.
That was awesome.
This is one of our heroes. I forgot I don't have my shirt on yet. Found my clean shirt.
Nice.
So Gavin put this up. Gavin, for anybody new, is one of our 7 heroes, and just like that, I feel like I took a shower. Put some pit on. Woo! Anyhow, Gavin is one of our heroes. He lives in Texas, and he, I don't know if anybody's seen my shirt yet, but
I saw that. It's nice.
Yeah. Did you see the back? As long as I'm thinking, because I have 2 of them here. I don't know if this is there. I got a couple of them that are a little different, but I got this. This is for wearing out in Sturgis, and it has a QR code that brings you to all the options for Mile Monsters and the show. So I think that's kind of fun. But this is Gavin. This is Gavin. Hey, easy. I got a sexy dad bod, and now she thinks it's better with the shirt on. Take the shirt off. Viewership plummets. Yeah, this episode is brought to you by Good Choices. The segment, but anyhow, I lost my train of thought. Gavin's one of the heroes, and I think that's pretty cool how he makes that sign up and puts that up for us. And he had that posted this morning, and that's pretty motivating when you got a kid that you're riding for doing that. So you
just had surgery a couple days ago.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering if you had any news on that, how it was going.
He's doing good. Yeah, he's off pain meds, just a little Tylenol now. So, but he's a trooper. He really is.
He is.
The surgery went really well. They were able to. Yeah.
I can't believe how he rebounded. Just one little sip of my half gallon.
Well, yeah, you better have that. So,
the opening is even bigger. It must be made for fat people or something with a big old bucket mouth. Anyhow, sorry.
His cast and stitches come off in about 4 weeks, but I think he was a hurting unit the first day or 2, but he's doing pretty good now. So.
Yeah, that's great. And Turbo also put out a nice video.
He did.
We're gonna have Turbo on the show tomorrow night. I'm gonna get Gavin on another night, but Turbo's coming on tomorrow, so that's gonna be really cool. And we'll have a good time with him. So he is pretty entertaining. So
awesome.
and if anybody out there has any riders you want me to check how they're doing and they ride for something, man, put in the comments that rider number that you want me to check on the tracker, and I'll check where they're doing, what they're doing, and if you can, put what they ride for, so we can promote charity a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to show you a couple of our riders, because we had them put out a little bio sheet. And Rob Serafin, he is rider number 1174. So as soon as I tell you this, I will find out where he's at exactly. Is that, I don't think he's, what is he, 1314, is that right?
1314 is his number, yeah.
Yeah, 1314. And Rob is new to the Hokahay. He is, you know, he's a great mile monster, and he does a lot of really good stuff with us. But he's new to the Hokahay, and he was really having fun with it. And he was up in Michigan where he's from. But we had everybody do a little bio like this. And, you know, I think it's kind of fun. You know, if your motorcycle, you know, could talk, what would it say about you? And it would tell you that he's a hellion. So that's true. I like that. So, you know, the best piece of riding advice he's ever received: ride fast and take chances. You know, I think that's pretty fitting as well, right?
It definitely is.
3 words that describe you on the road: bold, fast, and organized. Huh. I got 1 out of those 3 have in common with him. That's pretty good.
I was going to ask you what his road name was, but I see he is Skidmark. I know Iceman was talking about somebody named Skidmark a while back, and I didn't know who Skidmark was, but now I know.
I think he's that's came from a night of drinking, so not really sure exactly about that, but it looks like Rob is with Frosty and Value, and I don't know, it appears that they're just driving around a store. Let's see where they're at exactly. They must have been getting gas right there.
I bet they were.
One thing I forgot to do is put that on. Yep, little Easy Mart. They got Rolo. So let's see where that is. Country, they must be, I was going to say, they're coming down to Michigan somewhere. So they're in what that looks like the front half of the pack, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So they're in the front half of the pack. I don't know, top third maybe, somewhere in that neighborhood. So that's pretty good.
Very good.
Well, let's pick somebody that's not a monster who commented somebody's thing. All right, who's going? Here's somebody. Childhood Cancer, 1301. 1301. 1301. Boom, boom, boom. Where is he? All right, where is it at? My vehicle says it's going to shut off in 30 seconds. I thought that didn't happen. All right. So he's another one. He's right there, a little bit in front of Frosty. That's it. So they're doing pretty good.
They're doing good.
Yep, they're doing really good. They're doing really good. So that is great. Let's see, 1375. 1375. Now I got to show a couple monsters here. Then I'll be all good. 1375. Oh, she's ripping. See, I don't even know what group some of these people are. So I just pick them out, but I don't know what group they're in. So I'm like curious to see what we're going to see for coverage. Are they in, yep. She's in group 2. So she's in Oklahoma.
Okay.
She's in Oklahoma, ripping along 19, right in Apache. So, I mean, that's crazy about the difference. You see that when you zoom in. Groups 1 and 2. One of them's roasting, and the other one is in the trees and lakes and everything else. But here, I'm going to get another person up here, and yeah, my truck has more warning lights. There's Susan. I'm just going to pick one thing to talk about them all. But favorite road snacks, Buc-ee's. That's everybody's, isn't it? Cherry sours. Man, how would that be? That must be to keep you awake. Cherry sour.
I don't like sour stuff, but that might work.
Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know. 3 words that describe you on the road: fearsome, happy, and free. And Susan rides this trike, and I think she has a motorcycle too, if I remember right. But she's a beast of a rider, man. I rode it like I stole it in a IBA event or Heart of Texas, something like that. And we got up to South Dakota, and I didn't think there'd be a soul up there that went up for this one thing that was up there. And we got up there, and me and Teeter are sitting at this one thing we got to get a picture of, and she pulls in like right behind us. And I was like, I looked at Teeter, I go, if they're coming to take a picture of this, man, she rides like a beast. Because if I didn't know if she was doing the event or not. I didn't know if it was just somebody, happened by, but I was like, damn. So, does it have her number on there? Otherwise, I can just type it into.
I don't see her number on there.
Yeah, let's see. I don't know if this is it or not. If she is Miller time, that's the only Miller that popped up when she's by the lake. Yep, she's about the halfway point of that group. So
Nice.
that's pretty good.
That's awesome.
And I got to bring Jason's up because Jason, it's his birthday. So Iceman is having a birthday today, and he wasn't real happy about his birthday presents he was getting. And he asked me if I could say a little prayer for him because, as some of you know, I'm known for, God loves right most. And so I thought I'll say a little prayer for him, but I asked God not to give him all of the love. I didn't want to like trade spots with him on accident. So I just told him like, can you give Iceman just a little bit of help today to get him kind
break
of at my level, and this is so funny because he has motorcycle problems and he's, I don't think he's shocked. If your motorcycle could talk, what would it say? His answer?
I like that. Uncle.
So your motorcycle's answering uncle. Yeah, that would be the ticket. So
that might be the problem.
Yep, exactly. So that's really funny. Let's see. We're gonna go for a different day, so I'm not gonna put him. That is awesome. Everybody is doing really good. Like somebody's comment on there was the riders doing really good, and I want to say that they're all doing really good. And anybody who can survive this and make it this far is doing really good. There's a lot of people who aren't there. I mean, just within Mile Monsters, we lost 2 today. I know that there's been a couple crashes. There's been, and they've been out. Problem Child, number 83, I talked about it at noon, was in a really bad accident and was airlifted out and, has a world of hurt in front of him. So, keep him in your prayers, keep him in your thoughts. This is not a game. It's not easy. It's not, always safe. But riding motorcycle can be dangerous. And then when you're talking about 10,000 miles, if you had 275 riders just at home riding 10,000 miles apiece, just doing their own thing, whatever it is in 10,000 miles, you're going to have some accidents. The fact that they're doing this, I don't think, puts that in any kind of crazy thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that really amps up your odds. But if you're tired and not making good choices, your odds go up significantly. If you're somebody who, is not the best at twisties, and now you decide to hit those twisties at midnight when you're tired and you have not slept, you've been up 18 hours and you're like, now I'm going to tackle the twisties. That's not the event's fault. That's not the road's fault. That's not the county's fault. That is 100% on you as a rider who is making poor choices about what you're doing. Like, you have to know your skill set. You have to know your body's limitations, and you have to accept the fact that tonight's not the night to be pushing too hard. Last night, our 2 guys that made a horrible mistake, Teeter and Iceman, 100 miles further than they needed to be, had to go back 100 miles and then, go up into the thing. I sent Iceman text and I said, just be smart about this. Don't ride angry because bad things happen. And, they got just to where they got it corrected and stopped at 11 something at night. I honestly thought he was going to ride all night long until 6 a.m, pissed off. But he stopped at 11 something at night, both Teeter and Iceman, and they slept behind a Dollar General. I zoomed in when I was at a hotel and saw that, and I'm like, that's what it's all about. You got to make choices. That's how you keep from horrible shit happening on this ride. You know, you could have, I've said it on multiple shows, you can have the suck and live with having the suck, but you can't have the oh shit. And there's a big difference between, man, that sucks, and looking at a corner coming at you that goes left and you're not going to make it and you say, oh shit. You know, that difference of this sucks and oh shit is a difference of life and death. And this will snatch it from you in seconds. So it's not any good. And Problem Child, he's stable, and I'm thankful for that. Really, I really am thankful, and I'm just saddened by the fact that happened to him. I talked to him the day before leaving. There was another accident that happened. I don't know what's been posted on that, so we'll get the details on that tomorrow. But I know that rider is okay. Just got banged up and something with the shoulder, I know, so couldn't use the shoulder, but not emergency kind of things. Just I can't use my shoulder so good, so I don't think he was riding. But here we got a couple riders here that seem to be off course, and they're riding together. This is always a sign when somebody.
Oh, there's 3 of them.
Yeah, and that's when they're always 3 guys. For one, there's no excuse for 3 guys not
to figure
it out. You know, like you can't. If 966 is leading this way, the other 2 guys can't just be taking the day off. You know, that's not how you do it. You know, and I'm not sure they're wrong. I'm just saying they could be, or this guy's wrong. Somebody's wrong because all these riders are not going the same way. So, you know, whatever it is. But if you got 3 guys, you should be right. You know, the 2 guys behind you. So if you're riding with a group, you know, if I'm riding with somebody, you're riding with somebody, you know, like you're going somewhere and you're following directions, like you got to follow directions too. You can't rely on that, because what happens if that lead guy, you know, something happens to his bike? Now he's done, and now you don't even know where we are, what we're doing. But I would say that something's wrong here, because there's just too many people all riding around in the wrong way. Well, this is clearly wrong, because I really doubt there's somebody trying to get back to where they made
they need to be, I think.
That's way too big of a highway for the.
That's an interstate, isn't it?
Yeah. 96. You know, and there's 2 riders on the interstate. Like that's not gonna jam. You know, so somebody, but up here where this 1333 is, they're probably going back to that. And this is what I was just talking about earlier. They can jump on interstate to go back. Good for them. You know, they're correcting it.
They're fixing it. Yep.
This group of 3 riders right here, I think is right, because they're coming down this way and it looks like they're going down. So, you know,
they might be in the right.
Yeah, I think they are. I don't know what's going on, but you never know like this, you know, but this is the beauty about it. You can zoom in and see. This is somebody who's screwed up. He's sitting on the side of an off-ramp trying to figure out his map. Like somebody right now is having a suck moment. It sucks. Suck. And he's trying to figure it out. Right now he's looking at Portland Road. He's looking at a map going, son of a bitch, where's Portland Road come? You know, like trying to figure out where Portland Road, if he can get back on it, but he's probably going to just make a U-turn and, you know, jump back on the interstate and go somewhere else. But, you know, that's the part where you get the suck, and that's all right. You can deal with that. You know, you can adjust and adapt and overcome. Just if you need to take a nap, like Mark was talking about taking a nap there in the middle of the day, you got to take a nap. I pull out my umbrella, you prop it up, and if you want to get woke up, you use something to block the sun, your bike, your umbrella, towel, whatever you got, block the sun, and you set it up and make it so when the sun rotates, it shines in your face. It's an old hunting trick that worked great. You put your hat right, you take a nap, get out there early, but at sundown, you know, the hunting's the best. So hour or 2 before that, sun will come around, catch the thing, shine your eyes, wakes you right up. So there's little tricks, but there's no shame to taking a nap, you know, in the middle of the day. These people are still coming across, you know, the bridge. Jim Harold, one of the original riders, still going strong. This son of a bitch just amazes me how he just keeps on riding. Every year does this, and he's no spring chicken, and he just keeps on going all the time. I think that's so impressive. I love that, man. People got a piece of pizza in there. Yeah, it's really cool. I want to see if anybody put any other names up there that they want to see.
Do they have? I was trying to watch some of the comments here, but
1287 is making up for lost time. Let's see what 1287 is. This is what I like. Oh yeah, Tomcat. We'll hit him up. Tomcat. Well, I had it wrong too. It was a different Tom. Tomcat here's from Louisiana. He's the one that hit the 4x4. If you're new to this, poor son bitch hit a 4x4 yesterday in the road, and hit it in the road. I have no idea how fast he was going, but he hit it in the road and wrecked his front and rear tire. So he wrecked his front and rear tire, and I happen to have a picture of the dealership I wanted to share. So I'm going to send that over to my computer from my phone here, because at least I thought I did. Maybe. Oh yeah, right here. Because I got to give a shout out to this dealership that went above and beyond. Smarty from Suspended by Smarty. He helped them out with his dealership, knew the owner of that dealership, and he went and got, everybody got in contact, and they reached out. Anyhow, this dealership right here hooked him up. So this Walter Brothers Harley Davidson hooked him up and got him a new set of tires, front and rear, and they took it off a brand new motorcycle. So they took a motorcycle from the showroom floor, put it up, and took off the front and rear wheel to get it out on the road. And I tell you what, man, that is what you need to compete at a high level.
Yeah, a lot of places wouldn't do that, though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Is like so cool. This Walter Brothers stepped up and did it, and put it out there and got it going. Like, it's so awesome that they did that, because, you have something like that happen and you hit you hit something in the road. So Walter Brothers, anybody near Walter Brothers, stop in there, buy a shirt, support them, do whatever you got to do. So anybody near that, buy a shirt. You're all these long distance riders. If you're cruising through Illinois like there, swing in, get your oil change there. If you're going to pay somebody, pay Walter Brothers. Yeah. I think that's pretty cool. So, but anyhow, but Tomcat here has got to make up a lot of time, but the making up time, like he had a, like we're talking about, man, that sucks. I hit a 4x4. I tell you what, if he didn't have a quality suspension on that bike, he would have had a suck moment. Like, it would have went from the dealership opened up for him. Now they're even going above and beyond. That's
yesterday was Sunday.
Yeah, some dealerships are open on Sunday, so I kind of forgot about that. Okay. So open up the dealership and get him going. Man, you can't even. What else can you ask for? I mean, like, you're standing there like, it seems kind of weird, but I'd be over there hugging the dude. And, but now he's making up time. But, if he didn't have that's a suck moment. You hit a 4x4, you wreck 2 tires.
Yeah, but he's not letting
he's not letting that kill his Hoka experience. He's just building off of that. And now he's got a great story. He's got a dealership to promote. He's got a lot going on that's cool. He's all by himself trying to catch up. So now, he's got nobody to blame if he gets lost, though. That's the only bad part. Everybody's going to be watching him, cheering him on. And, but he avoided the suck, or he got the suck. He avoided the shit. And that's pretty awesome, because if you hit a 4x4, people can argue with me all day long and say, oh, it'd be no different, suspension, whatever. Bullshit. Like, you hit a 4x4 at highway speeds, country road speeds, say 55, 40 miles an hour, whatever it is. You hit that, you're going to bounce it up in the air, and when the back end hits, you're done. Front end's buckling, you're going over it, you're eating the pavement with 800 pounds, 1,000 pounds of Harley coming down on you is absolutely crazy. So that suspension ate it. And I've said this, analogy of a suspension before. people like, I don't want to spend $3,500 on a suspension, 3,000, 2,000, whatever the case is. And I told somebody, that told me they didn't want to spend $3,000 on a suspension. And it was somebody I knew, and they could afford it. And I said, if I held a gun to your head right now, and I said, I'm going to pull the trigger if you don't give me $3,000, would you give me $3,000? And they're like, well, of course I give you $3,000, but I don't want the trigger pulled. I said, well, when you're on a motorcycle riding like this, there's a gun to your head already. So imagine that trigger is going to get pulled. You just don't know when. And when it gets pulled and you don't have it, it's too late. That happens to you and you crash and die. You can't get another chance and be like, oh, yay. I guess I'll rebound from this and now I'll spend the 3,000. It's too late. So, like, people, you do what you want. But after I've had a quality suspension, I will never, ever ride any kind of serious riding without a quality suspension. I don't care about anything else, especially shit that people put on for looks. People don't put a suspension on and they put all this stupid shit on that doesn't do anything to your ride at all. Doesn't help you stay in the saddle, doesn't help you enjoy it anymore. It's just looks so you can get guys to come over and be like, hey dude, nice bike. If that's the goal, I'd prefer to live, than have guys come over and admire my bike. So, that's just me. But he's doing great. Let's see. And he is making up time. He's right back in the hunt of it. He's in the back of that pack. I don't know about what's going on here. Somebody's in Tulsa. I would guess Hope Dealer has some issues. If we zoomed in on Hope Dealer, I would guess that's a dealership, some kind of work. So I don't know about Hope Dealer, what that is. Somebody here, this is another person that is either, oh, that was Adam. We already checked Adam out. So let's see. What else we got? Yeah, there's Marlon, talking about the best upgrade of the bike. That is so true, and dealerships are, few and far between, and you got to thank God for the good ones. I've been to some bad ones and, it's terrible. He is running an Olin suspension, that Smarty put on. I know that for a fact. And that's, you want a quality suspension. It's no secret. I run Legends, and I think of Legend and Olin as a Ford and Chevy. I think they need each other. Harley and Indian, I think they need each other to push, innovate, come up with cool stuff. So I really think that's the ticket, and you got to have quality on your bike. I mean, I would hope that there's not a person out here that doesn't have some kind of quality suspension on their bike, but I know there's not. So any more comments about anybody else they want to have me look at quick? Yeah, he's talking about, it didn't blow his tire. He wrecked his rims and everything. So that was just crazy.
It was
absolutely crazy. Somebody saying hi to Rolo. I feel bad for Rolo because she got a ticket, and that wasn't so fun for her. I felt bad.
Oh no.
So I don't have any idea what's going on with the mat. He's going for a ride down the wrong highway. That's all. Yeah, here's one that people want to know. That's what I was getting at before. It's the route. They've never posted the entire route, but riders will. Like, somebody's going to post it. There's somebody with a Spotwalla, and to be honest with you, this Spotwalla map for that looks better anyhow. And I laughed because every Spotwalla map I've had of my own, I like to save somebody else's because they run a little smoother. Mine had a bunch of lines going out all over the place when I was lost, and every time I looked at it, it reminded me of being lost. But there'll definitely be a route. The route will be posted when it's over with. You're going to see that. You'll see it at Mile Monsters Inc. We're going to have it on our Facebook page. I don't know where you watch. Wherever you're watching this show at, you're going to see it at. Put it that way. Because people have Spotwalla. This is a fleet tracker. This is a U.S. fleet tracker that you're looking at right now. So a different tracker than some riders use. But there's also a spot tracker. And and that is, they have a spot walla where you can connect any kind of device like a Garmin GPS to it, and it tracks you while you're riding, and it just gives you a different map than the Fleet Tracker does. But I love the Fleet Tracker because this view is so accurate. You know, I want to zoom in on Loco right now because I saw him there. There he's coming down the road, and you can literally watch somebody. Like if you were next to him right now, you can see what he's seeing, you know. And like I have Loco's number, I could send him a text and say, are you coming up to Center Street? Send me a message when you do. It would be coming up right now. I could tell him, hey, swing into the cafe and grill to your left, and he'd be going in there because it's that accurate, you know. And some of the other things are, you know, if it showed him there, he would really be 20 minutes up the road. So I like this. For this event, there's nothing better. You get to watch somebody, you know, right on as they do it. And the ones up in Oklahoma, I don't know if anybody, I did want to show one thing, and they went through it so fast. I don't know if anybody's going to be in it or not. They went through Medicine Park, but I don't see anybody going through right now. So let's see. Oops, wrong way. Here we go. There's Medicine Park right here. And this is kind of fun to see. Like this, where these two riders are right here, we ride that at the taco run. If anybody's heard of the taco run that goes on, sees it on some Facebook pages, this is where it's at right here. This is Mount Scott. This is a really fun road to ride up to the top. It kind of wraps around the mountain and goes up, but they're bringing everybody right through here. This was the start and the finish line of the 2018 Hokahe. This road right here. Oh, somebody's pulled over to sleep. There's a city campground right there, and you can just go there for $10 and camp there. It's really cool. But this Rex Leith Drive, this was the finish line, the starting line right here. So earlier today when I looked at it, it was kind of fun because it was, you know, filled with motorcycles coming through town. So this little taco stand is right there where they have the taco run, and it's kind of fun. Small Mountain Tacos is the name of it, and it's just kind of a cool little town to see everything, and fun to watch this big ass event sending all of these bikers right down this little main street that, you know, it's like a hippie town. Everybody's just pretty chill and, you know, sitting around a campfire with hippie shirts on and, you know, doing that kind of stuff. And so to have 135 bikes rolling through each group. So it's like, there'll be one really busy day in that town where it goes from peace and quiet to like, why every 7 minutes do we have a motorcycle rolling through here? So that's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. All right. Is there anything else anybody wants to see?
There was another one I saw.
Iceman's got some problems. I hit that earlier, but he's they're working on it. They thought it was a bearing, and it's not. I think he thought it was something with a transmission, and they're doing great. So you see Hawk. Okay,
that's what let's
show where Hawk is. She was riding with somebody. I don't remember who she was riding with, but we're gonna find out in a second here. She's chilling. Smokey and the Bandit. So here's three mile monsters right here. And I think that's so funny. But I don't know why Smokey's leading the way, because the Bandit's supposed to be in front. Smokey's supposed to be following along, you know, chasing. So here we have the Bandit, Smokey and the Bandit, and Hawk, you know, trailing behind. So these are the Kennys. They're great riders, great people, great advocates for our heroes. So that was a good call. Whoever wanted to see Hawk, I think that was Melissa maybe. Melissa is one of our boys' tunes. That's his mom. So that's pretty. Let's zoom out and see where they're at. They're over by the lake. They're coming down. They're in a pack somewhere. We're going to see a bunch of people showing up. Oh, good. They're kind of by themselves a little bit. So they're in the tail end of the pack of that group one. So they're on track. They are still on track, and they're doing good. But look at what a difference that is from group two. You know, the group two is like, there's no green anywhere near them. It's like they're on Mars. And now this group is like lush forest right off of a Great Lake, you know, really enjoying it. I bet you it was a little chilly last night for these riders too.
Yeah.
You know, sleeping up in the UP. You're from Minnesota, you know, like he's sleeping up in the UP. I don't care if it's summertime or not. You know, it's chilly along that lake.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. So, yeah. So that was good. I don't know. Is there anybody else? Anybody want to see 1294?
Be rad.
1294. Be rad. Oops. If I could type, we'd get better results. 1294. Be rad. Well, I know what group he's in. Look at that. You don't even have to wonder where he's at to know what group he's in. Like I know he's not next to Lake Michigan. He's in these kids have never seen a lake in their whole life part of town. He's with Dudu at the Texas Pride Station. I don't know why my mouse does that all the time. He's at the Texas Pride. Let's zoom out and see if he's got anybody else near him. He's on the Texas-Oklahoma border by Wichita Falls at sea. He's got to be near Paris. Where's Paris? Oh, it's way on the other side. My bad. Not anywhere near Paris. That's on the other side of Dallas. I was thinking this Wichita Falls thing. I saw that at the corner of my eye. I thought that was the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, but not even close. So, yeah, I actually like this little area where that right there. And that's not, you got patches of green. So it's actually like things could live and grow there. So, that rider they're taking a break but they're in town living it up at, the Texas General right there, or Texas Pride, whatever that place is. So I think that's it, but this is really cool. I saw this. I just saw this on Facebook, just on some random page. I'm not even a member of it, but it popped up. And somebody just putting up that they're up in Eagle River, Michigan, watching Hoka riders cruise by and how cool they thought it was. So I don't know. I saw that and I thought it was pretty cool. So all these riders they don't even know that dude. They're making somebody's day. So, that's pretty good.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Somebody want to know if there's somewhere I haven't been and anywhere you want to see. Well, on a motorcycle, I have not been on Beartooth Pass. As crazy as it is, I've been everywhere on a bike, and I have never been on Beartooth Pass. Every time I went there to go, it still had snow on it. It was closed for construction. Something happened, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't think it might be just one of those things that I never
might not get to see.
Yeah, but I really want to ride in Europe. I want to do a ride for kids in Europe. So that's my goal, is to try to get to Europe, bring a bike over there, and ride my own bike, hopefully. But that's something I'd like to do. But there's spots throughout the U.S. I have not been to. There's not a ton, but there's some that I have not been to, and I don't really have a crazy bucket list of things, but there's a few. I have a bucket list on my phone, but I don't even know where it is. But this is a confusing part up here. I think somebody's probably not right, but I don't know for sure. There's a lot of this seems a lot of in the same place kind of thing. Like somebody's got to be a little off, I would guess. I don't know. I think 981 is something that doesn't look right. Like they would come over here,
Mm-hmm.
I know they're going through Medicine Park, so that's normal. But I don't know about this other stuff, how they get over there. So I don't know. Don't want to call anybody out for not being right when I don't know for sure. So, I do want to ride Beartooth really bad. So I just got to get it done. So, I'll have to. And Let's see what else. What the goat say here?
Right, it should take me to Italy.
Can you imagine this is Goat, one of our heroes that just had his picture up here? This dude right here wants to go to Italy so we can eat good food and ride a Vespa. I told Amy I wasn't going to Italy, but if you want to go to Italy and ride a Vespa, that's a whole nother story. Do they make a Vespa with a sidecar? Anybody know? Like,
I think they do. Yeah,
they
Dylan's
do?
nodding his head. Yes, they
They
do.
do.
Well, you might have a chance, Goat.
Goat, maybe
They have 3-wheel ones.
yeah, a sidecar Vespa. I don't know. Can a Vespa? Can you imagine me and the Goat in a Vespa? Like, if you come into a hill, would it make it up the hill, or am I gonna have to get out and push the thing? Like I'm not.
I would
I'm
think you
not.
would have the power.
I don't know. I'm not any too thin, and then they're talking about a Vespa. They seem kind of small. Like, it just amazes me they have a sidecar in a Vespa. I thought maybe it's a sidecar for the little fruity dogs they have. Not for an actual person. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have to go there and check that out. So Chad's saying yes. Then we're gonna look at all kinds of people. They're gonna volunteer for the Goat's next ride.
Dylan's volunteering too. I think.
Yeah, this is if for anybody that doesn't know the Goat here, this is the Goat that we did the movie with or about. He's a movie star, and he lives just outside of Schertz, Texas. And if you want to check out the movie, go to our website, scroll down, go to our YouTube channel, whatever you want to do. But if you go to our website, you scroll down, there's a direct link to a movie. If you got a couple hours and you want to watch a true biker movie about a badass biker who gets dumped in the desert later in life, but we're tuning them up for it, it's a great movie to watch. So if you want to watch a biker movie, watch the Goats Texas tour on YouTube. It's free of charge too.
Pretty
so
awesome.
I think that's pretty awesome that the thing gets it. So that's pretty good. But I think we got to wrap it up anyhow because it is kind of late. So we got to wrap it up. As soon as I say wrap it up, man, watch the numbers dwindle and we'll be good. So let me just end this with showing who's in the lead here. Bye, Gavin. Got to get him off the stage. And here we go. We're going to end tonight. Kind of get a look at this because tomorrow morning you'll be able to see where they all are. Like right now, keep this in mind that Yas and English are cruising along outside of Austin. So what's a big city around there? Just north of Houston. So just remember that Group 2 is just north of Houston. Tomorrow, when we're talking about it, you're going to see how far they go. I might do a special show if something cool happens during the night. Otherwise, noon tomorrow, we're going to have it. So between now and noon, just keep an eye on how far they're going. And here's another group here. This is where I was curious to see what they were going to do. So I'm happy to see they're heading that way. So they're in Sandusky. So remember, Group 1 is in Sandusky. So this is going to be pretty cool. Sandusky and north of Houston. Because I think it's pretty amazing when you think, like, I'm going a few hundred miles today, and that's it. And that'll be enough for me. These guys, when we wake up, are going to be scattered all over the place. And that's pretty amazing to me to watch people, how far they'll go in the time I didn't really do much. You slept or whatever. And so I want to see where Just Matt went because his bike is off. Maybe he had to get to a dealer for something. You never know what people are. Or he's at a travel plaza. I think he might have went back and looked at his tracker. He looked at his tracker and he might have saw that there's somewhere up in the UP that didn't quite have a track in it that needed it. So I don't know. Let's see if there's anybody else right here that there's some other people that might want to check their trackers too. See if they went as high up into Michigan as they maybe should have. So that's all that. So Iceman, I hope you get your stuff dialed in and fixed so you can celebrate, your birthday proper, but don't be out celebrating your birthday tonight too much and then not be able to do it. So that's that. Callahan Brakes. That's exactly it too. Big Tommy. Big Tommy. I went to school for 8 years too. That's what I should put. School. A lot of people go to school for 8 years. A lot of people. All right. So that's that. Look at how spread out they are. In 2 days, we've got people. That
Crazy.
is one group. I mean, I think that's just amazing. Hippies up there in the UP. All the entire state of Michigan is covered in one on the first day. That's a spread that's got with just half of this
Crazy.
group. So I think that's somebody's in Ohio and somebody's just getting into the UP over by Duluth. So that is a spread. So to everybody that's out riding, I wish everybody here the best of luck. Stay safe and enjoy your ride. You got anything else you want to add?
I know.
No.
Well, I should say that we're on 215 for M777 and street cred.
Yeah, we have some people. If you're not familiar with Mile Monsters, we have 2 guys that are out running or walking. They said they're going to walk, but they always run 7 miles a day the entire year. Check out Mission 777 on our website. Look up the Facebook. They got a lot of stuff going on. But every day, the 2 of them each are going 7 miles a day. I think that's pretty crazy. Like, you want to think about these riders going all these thousands of miles, how epic that is. Somebody going 7 miles a day on foot, to me, is absolutely nuts. So
yesterday, their total for John was 1,877 miles for the year so far.
1,800.
We had a bunch of stats, but yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it's keeping. That's what they have for just the 7 mile part of their day, not their total walking around. I don't have that much for the year if I count my entire day, not just the 7 mile end of it they're doing. So that's pretty awesome. So, and Ricky D, make a hard left and get back on track, my man. You missed your turn. He's over there having a suck moment, but he'll get it dialed in. He's barely off track. He just got to see some nice country in Michigan, and he'll be good. So I like seeing people off track like that. That means they're doing something right with, what they got going on. Coach over here, I don't know what he's got going on, but I think he took a wrong turn, homie. So Fish Bum is coming back. I don't know. It's so exciting. I can sit and watch this all damn day, but I'm out of here.
That's what I was going to say. Everybody enjoy having fun. Watch the
exactly. I'll wear a nice clean shirt again tomorrow because I got new things rolling on. Peace.
Have a good